Hello, welcome to the Lalantia show. Today I am coming on to talk about the power and importance of neutralizing fear. So in the world today, there is so much fear. And so this morning I channeled on it and a friend of mine channeled on it and we shared the information that we got. And I thought I would come on and share that with you guys. So for those of you who are new to me, welcome to my channel. And my name is Lalantia. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer. And I specialize in working with the magical realms. I work with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all of the different magical beings. I also work with angels, ascended masters, gods, goddesses, all different kinds of beings. Sorry, I'm having an update on my computer all of a sudden. And I help you to connect to the magic of who you really, truly are, your most unique self. So this has so many different nuances to it, right? And a lot of the stuff that I talk about on this channel is about these different beings that are here to support us. It's about standing in your power and speaking your truth and how these different beings can help you in doing that. I'm also an energy healer, so I talk about energy a lot and I talk about spirituality. Today I'm talking about neutralizing fear because it is so rampant and loud right now. It is anyways. We are kind of wrapped up in a world that is very fear-based. People take a lot of action in a place of fear, and we are learning to move out of that. We are learning to recognize that, hey, this is just fear. It's not necessarily the truth, and I am going to move through this and not allow it to be the deciding factor in my decisions. So when you are afraid of something, then it is important to come back to yourself. It is important to check in with you, not what the media is saying, not what your friends and your family are saying, but what your self, your higher self, your soul, whatever words you want to use, has to say about it. What is it that is true to you? What is your truth in this situation? Now, I'm a big believer in not denying your fear or pushing away your fear. It's important to look at your fear and why you are feeling it. Why is that fear present in your life? Why is it repeating over and over and over again? Now, in this video, I'm kind of specifically talking about a lot of the things that are happening in the world, not necessarily things that are directly related to you and your experiences as far as, childhood trauma that has created fear. I'm talking more about sicknesses and the political climate and all of these different things kind of revolving around what has been created by the media and by everything that's kind of happening in the world, right? We are in a process right now of shifting. The earth is shifting and we are like birthing the new earth. And you may hear me talk about this quite a lot because it is so important that we are birthing the new earth and that we're really extending that energy of birthing the new earth, right? And building that energy of love and compassion and what we are creating. But that doesn't mean that we can push away what's happening here now today. That doesn't mean that you need to watch the news. It doesn't mean you need to know every update and detail on what's going on in the sicknesses and the political stuff. You don't necessarily need to know that stuff. Now, some people, it's more their purpose to be more in that energy. But what is important is that you're not allowing the fear outside of you to become your own fear. So it's important that when you feel afraid of something, that you check in with that within you. Why is that fear present? Is it my fear? Or is it society's fear? What can I do with this fear? What do I need to do with this fear? Do I need to face this fear? Do I need to deny this fear in existence within my energy? And sometimes that's all it is. It's recognizing, oh, hey, this isn't my fear. You can just kind of let go of it and you're fine. But sometimes it kind of comes in deeper and you've got to look at it more. You've got to almost engage with it, investigate it, and dig into why it is there. But you don't always have to. You don't always have to dig into anything. Sometimes it's right there on the surface and you recognize, oh, this isn't my fear. This isn't my belief, whatever it may be. And you can allow it to go. And then you can take aligned action. Now, I talk a lot about how it's important that we are the love, that we shine out the love, our love into the world, that we always try to do our best. And we are human, so we go through things, but we do our best to be love, to shine out the love that we feel deep within ourselves. But like I said, sometimes that's hard. Sometimes we're going through things. We go through things all the time because we're human. We're having a human experience. So it's not always possible to always be in the space of pure unconditional love. But how can you build on that love? How can you build that within your life? How can you create more of it within you? Throat's getting dry. Let me take a drink. So it's really important that you are looking at what you are really feeling. Now, when you are looking at a fear or fears, you recognize why it's there, where it came from, if it's yours or if it's not yours. And then how can you change that to love? How can you change this fear into love? So if you are afraid that you're going to get sick, it can be any sickness, really. It can be any sickness. Some people are terrified of getting cancer. Some people are terrified of, I don't know, and so many different kinds of illnesses out there. So if you're in this place that you are afraid that you are going to get sick, then it's important to look at why you are afraid that you're going to get sick and identify if it's your fear or not. Identify why you have that fear and investigate it. And then allow yourself to bring in the energy of love. Bring in that energy of love to replace that. And this is where it's really beneficial to have that deeper connection to yourself, to source, your guides, whoever it may be who is supporting you on your journey, that you feel that loving support of, who's for the highest and best good, the deepest of love, highest of integrity, all of that, that you feel that connection to them because they can help you build that feeling of love within you. So for myself, I work very closely with Sophia when it comes to love. Now, Sophia is the divine feminine aspect of Source. Sophia is that love. Sophia is love. So Sophia comes in and she helps me to feel that love. She helps me to feel that compassion towards people that I may not be in agreement with, may even feel some anger towards sometimes. And she can help me to shift that into a place of love so that I no longer am holding on to that fear. And I trust in the universe. I trust in the unfolding of my path. I trust in the ascension process that is happening on earth right now, because all of this that is happening, it's not doomsday. It's not the end of the world. Rather, it's all helping the mass awakening and leading us to where we need to be, because it is like a purge, releasing all this old energy. And all of this crap has to come up in order to release it. But it's moving us into the space of the new earth. So there's no reason to be afraid. There's no need to be afraid. I shouldn't say there's no reason. There's lots of reasons we would be afraid, but it doesn't mean that they're truth, although what you feel is always valid. I never, ever, ever want to say that what you feel is invalid, because what you feel is valid to you. It's what you're experiencing. It's what you're going through. It's valid. But it's not always necessarily yours. We see so much fear. If you spend your time scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you see all of these posts and you feed on or soak in that energy that other people are putting out. And you are creating the space of fear within you by consuming this information. This information may not be your truth. This information may not be aligned with who you really truly are. And most likely it isn't. So take that time to investigate what you are feeling, why you are feeling it, and what you need to do to be able to shift that to a space of love. And I want you to know that you can do that you absolutely can do that. You can change this energy, switch it into the energy of love so that you can radiate your most authentic light, your most brilliant and powerful self into the world, which will create change simply by you being your authentic self. Does that make sense? Instead of holding on to the energy of all of these other things, all of these other people, all of these other beliefs, all of this other stuff is going on that you're just consuming. You're consuming it from all of these other sources. It's not necessarily yours. So take this time to step away from consuming and instead tune into yourself. Tune into your heart, tune into your soul, tune into that light that is within you, and allow yourself to see what is your truth. And in doing this, you are able to neutralize the fear. And it doesn't have to be hard. You do have to allow the process of this. You can't force it. You can't make it happen. You have to be in that space of allowing it to unfold, allowing it to come together, and allowing yourself to see what is real and true for you. So I invite you to do that today, to take a step away from the media and to tune into your own truths, to tune into who you are. Now, I would invite you to join me in my group, Sorceressa Circle. I'm posting the link below. You can join my group and share your experiences, share your light, share your stories, and ask questions. You know, it's a wonderful group and a wonderful space to ask those questions about spirituality in general, about different magical beings, if you're feeling called to work with fairies or dragons or unicorns or mermaids or any of these different beings, or even spirit animals. You feel that call to work with spirit animals and you want that safe space. That's what Sorceressa Circle is. It is a safe space. It is a closed group, so no one else can see it except those in the group. Everything within the group stays within the group, so you are invited to be your most authentic self, to share your stories, to share whatever you feel called to share. And it is absolutely and completely free. I go in there and I channel once in a while. I share meditations. There are quite a few meditations in there right now that you can do. And I just share my inspiration and what I feel guided to share in that space that is a more private space so that you can express your true self. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. I am excited to connect with more of you. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you to subscribe. You can hit the little notification bell so that you get notified when I post. And of course, you are welcome to check out my website, lalantia.com. I do one-on-one sessions. I do group programs. I do moon circles. I do all kinds of stuff to give you some additional support if that is what you are looking for. And I do mentorship as well. So I would love to connect with you in that way as well. So I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.